Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Time Talk with Eagle 3D Streaming. I am Quentin Anderson, the host of Real Time Talk, and today we have the one, the only Ahsan Muzaheed. He is the CTO of Eagle 3D Streaming, and we are very excited to have him on the show today. Ahsan, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me in the show.
Yeah. So the way I have my computer set up, I can't actually access your background information. So would you mind maybe giving us just a little overview of your story?
Yeah, the my story about on Eagle or my story about
Your story
you.
about you.
Okay. So as you know, my background is maybe already knows. My background is from computer science background as a software engineer, and because I had interest in gaming technology, games since my childhood. So I started, when you play too much toy, sometimes you lose the interest in the toy and you need something different. So I lost my interest in the gaming, yeah, and then I started thinking how the games are made of. So I started looking into the games, how they're made of, and that's how I got familiar with game engines. And then I went to the university, and while we are learning about programming and other things, that bring me into how to program a games or a game engine. And then slowly I moved into the game engine side. And when Unreal, I started working on Torque 3D, the open source game engine. And it's when Unreal game was released, I knew that is $1 million. Unreal Engine was released. That is $1 million engine. Uh, as far as I can remember, that time it was license cost usually was $26 million. So I was so excited that what they have done in there, which cost $26 million. So I started looking into it and I found some bug back on those days. People was having hard time even to compile it and finding bug. Very few people used to, yeah. So I started fixing them on my computer and then I learned how to submit them as a commit request. I learned how to use GitHub and yeah. So I started submitting those bugs and and that's how I got a Unreal Epic Games badge. And people started seeing my name in there. They started Googling, and that's how I get into the game development industry, even though I had no plan for game development as a profession. And slowly, other things started getting to the game development world. Software, people wanted to create software using the games because the machines are powerful, but the traditional software is not using its more the extra power it had. Because if you have just a normal window and all this, yeah, for example, Microsoft Word, or yeah, it is not utilizing the most of the strength of the hardware. So people started thinking, hey, how can I create something which will be 3D Microsoft Word or something? They want to put something in there to utilize the power and distance. It's more about creativity on that part. And that's how some companies started communicating with me. Hey, can you use the game engine for something different, not games? And yeah, and that's how I got into the industry where, yeah, people started using game engine for other purpose, not for games.
Hmm.
And since then, I have been working maybe 5 or 4 companies, and then we started the Eagle.
So how did you gain interest in pixel streaming through all of this?
Mm,
Where did that come from? Do you remember and how that all came to be?
Well, my boss, when I was working back on maybe 2000. 21. And yeah, everywhere I work, they had a hard time to keep me busy with something new because I always needed something new. So what happened? They used to different boss had to go for different path to keep me supplying new tasks, new challenge. So when the pixel streaming came, the job I was doing back on those days in Spain, uh, they had to. It was going very good, so I needed something new challenge. So they were supplying new challenge. Then one day they actually become annoyed, kind of that. Hey, you cannot produce new challenge for him. Then somebody say, hey, the Epic Games released pixel streaming. It does supposed to do this. Can you make it work? They started giving me the AWS credit. They manage AWS credit, and yeah, so I started putting it. It does not work. Then I said, why it is not working? I said, it is buggy. It is the challenge for it. Make it work. Even though they don't need it, but they said to keep me busy, make it work. And that's how I fixed the bug, submitted the commit. And again, I got name in there. That's how. And then they started giving me new challenges. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? I started doing those things, even though they don't need it. And that's how I created something different than traditional pixel streaming. And also, I put some commits, which was not going on the direction of Epic Games, how they wanted pixel streaming. So they never accepted those commits. So I said, oh, okay, if they don't want, I can create something different using those features. And then that's how the Eagle 3D's infrastructure become what I created, which was not accepted.
So, I mean, you can use the engine for so many things, and there's so many different ways that it can be used. When it comes to pixel streaming, is it more difficult to do pixel streaming compared to other things, or is pixel streaming hard to do?
Uh, well, it was hard when I started doing it because I am a C++ programmer or software side programmer, desktop mobile apps. I'm not a web developer. So pixel streaming's main harness power back on those days was the Node.js side. So as a desktop and who don't have the HTML knowledge or JavaScript, it was hard back on those days. I had to spend days and sometimes months to find something. I had to learn many things. But now, once you know Node.js or basic web development, it's not hard. It's not hard at all.
Is
It's so
is
easy.
is yeah? I guess you have. Do you have to have knowledge of Unreal Engine to do pixel streaming, or could you potentially do pixel streaming without really knowing C++ or Unreal?
Back on those days, there was some bugs, and nowadays also there are some bugs. To fix those bugs, you need that knowledge, but otherwise, no. The pixel streaming infrastructure that Epic Games now developing, it is very much ready for a web developer, so that he can start working on pixel streaming without any knowledge on Unreal side.
And you are CTO of Eagle 3D Streaming. What is your vision for Eagle? I mean, how did it start? What does Eagle do today? Um, what was your vision and plan, and what does Eagle do?
Okay, so when I was working, basically my vision is based on my knowledge, based on my experience, and my past team members. I have seen what they was struggling, what they wanted, or which was feeling like it's not never going to happen. So my vision is based on those experience and their expectation, what I have heard. So what I see is like a system where creative people works and they don't get scared. They don't have to feel scared that I have to manage server, I have to do multiplayer coding, I have to do programming, all these things. So I feel like now world is moving into the metaverse. It feels like a bubble there, and it is going to burst out. But at the end, metaverse is going to stay there, and all the artists and somebody have to every artist sometimes have to deal with it. So my vision is like this: a framework where a creative person only can spend his creativity, energy, time to create things. He don't have to get scared or spend money, time to manage a team for automation, for server management, for all this technical. One person can deploy thousands of server to host thousands of people, and he don't need to know about automation. Then this packaging, dedicated server creation, all these things, which mostly people still have to do if you are going to create a multiplayer server in multiplayer game into Unreal. So I want, and I am working on that kind of infrastructure where you just work on the editor, nothing else.
And what are some examples of maybe things that have been made easier for developers? So let's say I'm a developer and I've created a very small metaverse multiplayer game. How are some of the tools that you've created will make my life easier?
Okay, so most of these tools was not published yet. So it is sitting in my hard disk for years. So I have one thing is I can say is that automation system. Uh, Most of the even a technical person, if he can create a games, multiplayer game, he have to download the GitHub version of Unreal. You have to learn Visual Studio installing, environment setup, only Visual Studio and environment setup as a skilled person on the with experience. Still, it takes me hours for me. Then imagine if somebody artist or a non-tech, somebody a programmer without this experience, he have to spend day for these things because there are some conflicts and yes. So my one of my system is automation. So there is a simple executable file you run besides of your Unreal project. So, and when your project is finished, you give it command to package the editor, package the server, build it, and upload it into Eagle infrastructure. So the server will be started running automatically, and anybody in pixel streaming, if anybody start the game, that game automatically will connect with that dedicated server. And if multiple client user open multiple tab, all these people will be able to see each other. So the person who developed, he just developed it. He did not do packaging. He did not do anything. The whole system, this system I'm building, it's automatically packaging it and uploading it in respective upload system, and client will be able to see it. Same way, it will help in the metaverse. Same way, let's say a developer is working and his boss, his senior developer is in another machine or yeah. So right now, what happened? If he change something in the editor, there is collaborative tool now that Epic Games has yeah. So you can join in the collaborative tools and you can see it, but still you need a setup for that. So what I'm saying, thinking is you change it, you change the color of some object, and the system automatically will package it and upload it. And the senior developer or somebody, he just have to refresh. What will happen? Whatever he changed, it automatically will go there. And the upload, the problem with that system is that the upload takes time. So I am thinking of a system where you don't upload the whole project or whole build. When you are packaging, it will just package the minimum changes that you have done. If the project is 1 gigabyte, you have changed only 100 megabyte, then it will package only that 100 megabyte. And it will have, in Unreal, it's called patching system. In the desktop world, it says patching system. In mobile world, it says pack system, pack file system. So, and there is also another term called asset streaming system. So that way, the packaging problem and this storage issue will be solved. So there are so many way optimization. It never ends. if you optimize this one, then you can go further. There is another place to optimize.
And with everything that you've just shared and how much easier it will make the from the developing to building to streaming process, would you consider all of these innovations or inventions, or are you simply just putting pieces together? What are your thoughts on invention, and are we inventing here or no?
Uh, we are actually discovering. It is sitting there for years. Nobody is working on that thing to make it easy. And everybody is spending, investing time to develop a team of multiple persons. So one person will do this part, one person will do that part. But nobody is investing how to make it automated and how to come to a flow that it will become just an automated system and just one person can develop everything. So I would say we are discovering first these things that are sitting there, but nobody have noticing. And then we are maybe merging together or finding that, yeah. So discovering and invention together, I would say.
Cool. And we had a question that just came in for you. The question is, Unreal Engine is very big and bulky. Do we have any plan to trim it?
Trim it. The editor? Well, that's a question for Epic Games. I am not in that search because even if I can make it a small and yeah, it's possible. It's possible based on right now the Unreal package that comes with it is they package it for everybody, for the virtual development, for the game developer, for everybody's necessary tools is in there. So if you are not a virtual production or anywhere, you can remove those things. Then Unreal Editor will become very small and very light. I would not say lightweight. I would say by size, maybe and it will be a little bit performance efficient. But that's a question for Epic Games. It's possible. But I am not going to spend time on that thing because right now, if you spend 1 year to make it a small and efficient, after 1 year later, you will have a powerful machine in a very cheap price where the one that you just optimize that will be running so smoothly. So you just spent 1 year to optimize it to come to a conclusion that the new hardware can run it so smoothly that that 1 year's work become obsolete.
And it sounds like you have ideas or plans to potentially, even if Unreal Engine is big and bulky, that if I have to update a part of my game, we don't have to update the entire thing. And there could be ways to update just pieces of it, right? So that the update process is a little bit quicker.
Update, yes, it's called patching system. It have been in Unreal for years, but nobody uses it. Most of the people don't use it. And especially pixel streaming people who use pixel streaming, they don't use it. They even don't know the existence of it. And the patch system, it have been there for, wow, 10 or 12 years. But I don't know why still Epic Games made it only usable, very usable for mobile version. They can make it used for desktop also. And it can save such amount of time for them. So these are things not my. I am thinking through utilize things that was created for some other purpose to this purpose. So I would not say it's an invention. I am just applying something differently, a unique way.
Got it. And I know that one of the new things that Epic has released is editor streaming. And I know we were trying to put together a demo today. Were we able to share that today, or is the streamer currently down? We can share it. Share it.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, everyone. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. So it appears that we may be able to demonstrate editor streaming today. Now, of course, Epic Games has released this, has marked it as experimental, and Eagle. And when I say Eagle, I mean Ahsan. Ahsan has taken steps to implement or integrate editor streaming into the Eagle platform. So I know that we were trying to put together a demo today, and I believe Hassan may be trying to bring it up right now. If that is the case,
Yeah.
oh, is it ready? Yeah.
Uh, well, this system is still because, as you said, experimental. That means there are some bottlenecks here and there which need to be solved first to make it not confusing. For example, as you can, if you open a project in Unreal editor, what happens? It loads many small pieces, shader, and compiles this and that. Even if as a desktop apps, if you open it, it takes a few minute time. It could be minute. In my past, 4 years ago, it even took some project 1 hour to open it. Now, if you open in a pixel streaming and it takes 1 hour, it's very much, yeah, people might think, hey, it's crashed. The system is not working. So we need to show some kind of information. Hey, it's working, it's loading, all this. But right now, Unreal Editor don't have that information to supply to pixel streaming. So that pixel streaming system can show, hey, it is 50% is done loading, the loading done 50%, or it's compiling, all these things. So right now, what I am doing exactly the same thing. I am waiting when it will load.
Yeah, good old shaders compiling. We've all been there. What would be really cool is if you could distribute the shaders
Yeah,
compiling, since we're in the cloud, across 50
it's
computers.
already there. As I said, Epic Games already have done the most of the harness. It is already there, and its most really name is Swarm. I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
Swarm get used by the Lightning, not for the shader compiling. But I used to see my artist colleagues. They used to use some kind of collaborative tools to make the shader compilation faster. So it already is there. Now we have to just discover it.
okay. And let
So,
me. Oh,
oh, I have to share, right? Or you have to share.
yeah. Or you may want to minimize that real quick. I don't know if that project can be shown.
Okay.
Yeah. So if that's the
Do,
case,
do you have any other projects that can be showed?
um, I don't know if there are any on that machine that can be
There
shown.
was some.
Um,
Okay,
but
sorry, guys. In that case, I am sorry. So
yeah.
I thought it is just a demo project.
But if you would like to see editor streaming, send an email to us and then we can provide you a demo. It's very, very cool technology. It's in experimental phases, but is showing a lot of promise. And, Hassan's already shared some ideas on how it can be used. Hassan, we're already running kind of up to our time. Anything else on your mind that you'd like to share about you, about Eagle, about the future, things that are on your mind?
Uh, uh, Future about, well, Eagle is working on making things done. Eagle is known for pixel streaming. Usually people think, oh, pixel streaming means Eagle and other companies also. But actually, what I believe, Eagle is not about pixel streaming. Eagle is about making the life easier for Unreal developers. So yes, we started with pixel streaming, but we will not stay in only in pixel streaming. So our target is all kind of Unreal developer, whatever problem they are facing as a single, yeah, limitation they are facing. Let's say is a Unreal developer, yeah, is having problem with learning multiplayer or dedicated server setup, this or that. We want to make their life easier. That's what Eagle is about. So for packaging and for is pushing the system project in mobile, then other platform, it takes time and takes money to convert it, even if it is Unreal still. So pixel streaming is fast step. so that you make once and run it everywhere. So if you created something in desktop, then it should be working similarly as expected way in mobile also. So we are creating everything so that the same system can be run in mobile as a mobile apps, not only a streaming apps. It should be behave same way. Same way, we are looking forward to make the multiplayer metaverse work. Development is a very easy one. All the trouble we Eagle will handle. Eagle's automated system will handle all these troubles, dedicated server and whatever automation or whatever comes in. And same goes with VoIP system, all these things. So Eagle is not about pixel streaming. Eagle is all about making the life easier for Unreal developers.
Awesome. Well said. Ahsan, thank you so much for joining us today. If anyone would like to ask you any follow up questions or to contact you, is there a best way to reach you?
Well, yes, you always have Eagle's email. You can mention me there and send the email. You, I am sure our support team will forward it to me, and I
Okay.
will be happy to answer.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Hassan, for finding the time to join us today and for being on the show. I'm Quentin Anderson. This is Real Time Talk with Eagle 3D Streaming, and we will see you on the next show. Bye, everyone.
Bye.